Welcome back to another video. As you can probably see by the thumbnail and title, today's craft is another leather craft video. I was thinking to myself, what kind of craft do I want to do next? Because I didn't have any specific ideas. And I was like, leather would be fun. And then I was like, what would I want to make with leather? And I was thinking how cool it would be to make some shoulder leather armor. So first, I went to Goodwill to find some leather, and I'll insert some clips of that. I didn't film too much in there. There was a lot of people. I was never alone on an island, so I didn't film too much. But we found a leather skirt. I think it'll be enough for a project, and it's brown, which I was hoping for. So let's get home and start working on it. Yeah, Goodwill just happened to be really busy that day. So let's talk about the design a little bit. When I was looking for reference photos, I was finding a lot of one shoulder, just one, not two. And I was like, why is that? Why do I keep seeing that? Should I do just one? And then I was like, probably only have enough leather for one anyways. So, or at least enough that matches. This is our leather, and it's like a very dark brown. I really like the color that it is. It's like very chocolatey. Yeah, so I probably don't have enough for two. It would be stretching it. And I was doing research to find out why there was just one most of the time. They were like, they've only really found a couple of historical references, but they're super vague and they don't say why. But the rest of the time, when it's in a movie or someone's costume, it's because it's aesthetically pleasing to have just one. Some people were speculating that it could be because you were holding a shield in the other arm and this other shoulder doesn't need to be protected. Another speculation is that people did that for tournaments where they would be using lances because your left shoulder is more likely to be struck with a lance. So they would put that armor on there, but not the other one because you want to stay light and mobile. Anyways, long explanation, but we're going to be doing just one shoulder, and it's going to be the left shoulder. So let's get started with the design. I found a couple of reference photos, and I'll put them up. And I'm also going to try my very best to link where I found these photos. But I saw the design of the woven leather and really, really liked it. So we're going to do woven leather for the top one, and there's going to be two more layers underneath. There's going to be elastic holding that bottom layer to the arm. And there's going to be cardboard under the top one so that it's really stiff and rigid. That's basically the idea. Let's get started. So I've got some cardboard here, and basically I'm just going to go ahead and draw my pattern on the cardboard because I'm going to put that cardboard underneath the leather. So I really just need to draw it on the cardboard. I don't need to make a pattern. So I'm going to just freehand this. An oval like this. I'm going to make the top have a little cut right here to be a little bit pointy. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like a giant lily pad. So I'm just going to cut this out and then see what it looks like on my shoulder. We've got it cut out, and just like bending these together, this slit that I made. It looks like this, which kind of sticks off my arm a little bit. I'm wondering if that's acceptable, or if I could do like some more shaping on it. I'm going to try to do some more shaping. We'll see. So I added some slits on the side here to make it more shoulder shaped, and taped it. And I've drawn a line because I'm thinking about making it shorter. So I was thinking about the pieces that are going to be overlapping each other that are underneath of the big piece. And this is kind of what I wanted them to look like. And I was thinking that this really, really soft leather, like look how soft this leather is. It's definitely like fashion, like you're supposed to wear it on your body, like not as armor. And so I think it would look really floppy and it wouldn't look rigid at all. So I was thinking of going ahead and cutting some cardboard pieces to go underneath of that leather. We've got our pattern pieces here. This is the little under pieces. So this is the shoulder piece, and then these are gonna go underneath like this. Next, we're just gonna start cutting the pieces. So I'm gonna bring the camera over here. My first step is to open this skirt up so it can lay flat. So I'm just going to cut along a seam. I'm going to cut along this seam on the side. This feels so wrong. This is such a lovely skirt. It has no flaws. But hey, at least I didn't buy this leather new. Here's the back of it. Some of the panels look different than the others, and I don't know why that is. So the plan is to cut the small pieces first. So I'm just gonna mark around the pieces on the back side of the leather. I want to leave almost like a seam allowance all the way around because I'm going to wrap the edges so you cannot see the cardboard. That's my plan anyways. I'm just going to mark it and then cut it with scissors. Okay, mark them two. All right, so this big piece is going to be a lot more complicated because my plan is to do a woven material on it, and that's going to have a border. So I need to cut the border out of long strips and the woven out of long strips, and I'm gonna just make them the same size. So I just have to decide how wide my strip is gonna be and then mark it on the back side and cut it out. We've got the lines marked for our strips, and we've got these two pieces marked. I am leaving this piece completely alone for now because I'm hoping to use it for something else, but I might need more strips, so I might have to use it, but we'll see. So now I'm just going to cut all of these strips. So let me put my camera back on the tripod. And my scissors, where did they go? There they are. Yep, just gonna start hacking away. Okay, so we have all the strips cut, and I taped up our shoulder piece with some duct tape. So I'm pretty sure I need 7 in a row, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're just gonna tape them down. We're just gonna weave these in like that. We have the woven pieces, and I taped them around the edge with duct tape so that they stay in place. Mark it right here. I'm marking around the edge of where the cardboard is. And then I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and sew that line. Here's the edge. So as it turns out, it was a really bad idea to use duct tape. I have to paint these cardboard pieces brown because the weaving that we did, there's like little gaps and the cardboard color is going to poke through. So, and I don't want that. So I'm going to paint this brown, and that unfortunately means that we have to wait for it to dry before we can hot glue, but I don't think it's going to take very long to dry at all. It's acrylic paint on cardboard and it's hot today, so I don't think it's going to take long at all. But yeah, we're just going to paint the cardboard so it doesn't show through. I'm feeling like this project is leaning more and more towards chaos. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but it's just seeming like it's leaning more and more towards chaos. Right now I've got this piece of elastic here, and this is gonna go on these pieces down here around my arm to hold them down. Ah! I keep dropping it. It got paint on my leather. Okay, this is like my arm, so we'll go back just a little bit. All right, the armband has been cut out. This is what the armband looks like on my arm. Let me slide it up there, hold on. Ta-da! Here it is up close. So I have this old belt. It is fake leather. It's like plasticky and it's falling apart. It doesn't fit me anymore. So we're going to use the belt buckle. We're just going to cut it off of the belt. That's the plan. And there it is. Ta-da! Now we have a way of attaching our strap to our shoulder armor. Just a little bit of an update. I've sewn the clasp leather piece to the cardboard, and that's what it looks like. Then I've sewn the long leather strip to the other side. So my basic plan is literally to take a strip and sew it to the woven pieces all the way around. And then when we run out of strip, sew another strip on. So that is what I am going to do. And this is going to take a long time. So I am not going to make you watch all of it. I'm just going to sew around and I'll see you when it's done. We've completed sewing the border around our woven. And so now is the fun part. We get to cut off all of the extra pieces that are extending outside the border. So it's going to be fun. And satisfying. So here it is. All right, I'm gonna zoom in for y'all so you can see a little bit better what we're doing. Just cutting so that nothing extends past the border, and I am gonna cut all the duct tape off. Hot glue gun is heated up. So the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna start in the middle because I wanna make sure that I am not gonna spread it in a weird way. I think this is it. And then I'm just gonna like lift it and then glue underneath of that. The hot glue is sticking to the leather really, really well. I'm so glad about that. I was nervous that it wouldn't. Okay, we gotta really scoot it up there fast. Oh no, oh no. We didn't go fast enough. Ah! It's hot. Every time I try to... Okay, glue on the cardboard first is better. Yeah, you can see how poorly I matched it up on the bottom. But we're gonna try to wrap it anyways. It's complete. You guys got a closer look at it. I would say that of all the things I've made of leather, this one is not my favorite, and there's a couple of reasons. I think the first thing that went wrong, that could have been better, is that this leather is just so soft, and I'm literally trying to make armor out of it. Now obviously this armor would never protect you, but I had to layer it with cardboard for it to be stiff, and that made it messy because I had to sew the leather to the cardboard in some places, and I had to end up hot gluing it in place, and the hot glue turned out really, really messy on these pieces specifically. On the woven leather, I had a lot of trouble sewing it together because it's, you know, going to move all over the place while you're sewing. And on the machine, it was an extra bit of trouble because I had decided to try and connect the pieces with duct tape instead of pins because it's really hard to stick the pins through the leather. So I decided to try to use duct tape. Well, my needle punched the duct tape in a few places, and then of course my needle got sticky and couldn't sew properly after that. So anyways, so now I have to do some maintenance on my sewing machine, which is great. This ended up looking pretty okay if you were trying to make a really fast shoulder armor for a specific cosplay that like super duper needed it. But I would not recommend using soft leather for this kind of project because I had to end up using the cardboard, and that ruined it, I think. I'm gonna say, on our rating from chaos to cursed, I think this one ends up way closer to cursed. And oh boy, was it chaotic, because as I was getting into it, there were a lot of things that I apparently hadn't thought through. So yeah. So I'm gonna say it's closer to cursed for me. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of the final result? Do you think I could have done anything differently that would have made it better? Thanks so much for watching this week's video, and I will see you in the next one.